Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody had a good trading day. Top 5 stocks I've ever traded in my life. Tesla. We'll get to that in a second. Hope everybody is doing well, guys. Take a moment out, support the channel, click a like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Just again, a side note, if you guys are interested in pivots, you're coming aboard at a great time to kind of kick the tires to see if the process is a good fit for you. I've been saying this for years and years and years. I don't think pivots are a good fit for everybody, but if you are interested, you will be have access to the latest installment of the PS60 workshop on June the 22nd. There are no additional charges. It's basically just anybody in the webinar. So if you are coming aboard, it's definitely a cool time because you will have access to the latest installment, right? So hopefully you guys are doing well. So let's talk about the tick. You guys remember on Friday afternoon, Moody's downgrade, the end of the world. So the question remains, what happens next, right? Market obviously is continuing. Tell me if you heard this before. Market continues to pretty much brush off bad news. Okay. Market continues to kind of go sideways as it digests its last 3 weeks worth of gains. Remember, the NASDAQ is up 17% in the last 3.5 weeks. So this sideways action is phenomenal. It's exactly what you want. If you're a very, very aggressive, active trader and you're trading everything in sight, well, you might run into some, slower days than not because of the distribution. But if you are, a beta trader, a mega cap, Magnificent 7 trader, yeah, you're getting some pretty good value. You're definitely getting some pretty good value, especially in a name like Tesla. Again, we'll get to that in a second. But the fact that we continue to brush off bad news, the fact that we continue to go sideways and it is holding, right? We're just holding this 5-day moving average that's super duper bullish. The longer the distribution, the higher probability that we will take the next leg higher. However, you don't got to guess, right? And that's the most important part. You don't got to guess. The 5-day low is this 514 level. Everybody see that, guys? That's the low from yesterday. Anytime, right? And anytime in this whole cycle, in this whole interval, if the Qs start losing the 514 level, and the 5-day moving average, that's when you know your sell signal is going to ignite. Until that happens, again, continue to buy the strong names into rising support. The strong names are bouncing off the rising support, and the strong names continue to go higher. That's been absolutely the formula. This morning, again, we talked about last night on the video. Keep an eye out. Remember, keep an eye out for potential delayed reaction from the previous Moody's downgrade. A lot of people have never went through that because a lot of people are not trading long enough to see that. But that's exactly what we got this morning. We actually saw some pretty aggressive selling at one point this morning, and it felt in a weird way more exaggerated than it did on Monday when the markets opened up to initially digest the Moody's downgrade. But in complete bullish style, stocks held their ranges, started bouncing. The only one that did not was AMD. You guys remember we talked about AMD last night, right? It held the 114 area, traded down all the way down to 112 after the close. Again, we'll get to Elon Musk in a second. It was included into, I don't want to say PR, but some points of interest from Elon Musk. Again, we'll get to that in a second. Some odd action that we saw today in some definitely names. CRWV, recent IPO, continues this like euphoric move, right? It looks like every single day it's about to gas out and continues to go higher. That $100, they were pounding those $100 weeklies for the last couple of days. It does look like until the stock at least test that $100 area. It's going to continue to be strong. And again, you could see how when we talk about the 5-day moving average, use the 5-day moving average, not even just on CRWV, but use the 5-day moving average to take advantage of strong stocks. You can see that's this orange line, right? Hits the 5-day bounces, hits the 5-day bounces, hits the 5-day bounces, right? Orange line bounce, orange line bounce. And that's the whole point of the QQQs. The QQQs, they've hit now the orange line now twice, and they're bouncing. So it's a very, very important to understand the 5-day supply. Look at a stock like Peloton, right? We saw a buyer come in today for the July $7 calls. Now, why is that such a big deal? It wouldn't be usually a big deal, but the guy came in for 43,000 contracts. 43,000 contracts at, I think, 39 cents, right? At 39 cents for the July calls. Keep an eye on this thing. Had a really, really nice move, into supply. That big channel that was developing in early May is definitely going to be a play. We saw some $8 calls as well. NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA now is, just like everything else. It's just hugging, going sideways, hugging. After the close, Elon Musk, again, if you didn't know yet, Elon Musk had an sit-down interview with David Faber from CNBC. Talked about a lot of things. One of the things which is very, very important, he talked about NVIDIA will be deploying a million of these Blackwell AI chips at the new, still call it Twitter, but X AI facility. Obviously, that's a good thing. Keep an eye on NVIDIA for the next couple of days if it starts taking out last week's lows. He also mentioned some AMD as well. AMD is getting a little bit of a pop after hours. Nothing big, but about 50, 60 cents. But again, these stocks are on a digestion basis. They're taking turns into rotation. But the good part about it is you could see the methodical nature of the rest, and you could see the violence on the way up. Speaking of violence on the way up, Tesla, right? I think we talked about the stock once or twice in the last couple of years. Elon also said starting June, they will start, releasing those robo-taxis in Austin, Texas, which is going to be kind of cool, man. You got to believe it's going to be kind of cool. Tesla today, at one point went Tesla, right? At one point when Tesla had a huge spike here at the open, caught that nice move at the open. And then around 2 o'clock when he started speaking, I started tweeting it out. Hey guys, watch the 348, 348.50. I actually put this on my regular X account. Stock traded all the way up to 55. Now, why was 55 a big number? Because 55 was the linear regression line. So again, when you're watching these videos and you turn around and you go, Dan, you have too many lines in your charts. They're so silly. Ha ha ha. Why do you have them? Well, ask the person who bought the stock at 355 why we have these silly charts. Again, it only doesn't make sense if somebody doesn't explain to you exactly what they are, but it's super crucial. It's super important to understand where your supply zones, where your demand zones are, because again, emotional buyers were chasing this 355 supply, and guess what? Technical sellers were selling it to them. And that's the whole point of technical analysis. You don't trade blind. Your buy spots are, where your sell spots are, and your supply and demand zones are. Again, the market's not trying to trick you guys. If you didn't know the 355 supply was there and you bought it, well, God is now on you. Hopefully God is on your side because it sold off about $12 into the close. What's going to be interesting to see how long the bulls can keep going sideways. And that's kind of a very important point because, again, like I said in last night's video, eventually the bulls will get tired. We don't know when that's going to be, whether it's a week from now, tomorrow, next Columbus Day. We don't know. But the point is, the longer that we go sideways, eventually, right, you would think the next move up is up, and I think so as well. But you always have to be prepared. As I talked to you guys, to the downside is 514. Watch it. Just set an alert for 514. Assume the market goes higher until we lose 514. Once we lose 514, it's a sell signal. The narrative will change, at least for the short term. Tomorrow, there might or might not be a video. The reason why I say that is I finally got caught. My ass got to report to jury duty tomorrow. I avoided it like 3-4 times. Hopefully, I can get out of it. It might not turn into a Larry David episode. Hopefully, it doesn't turn into that. But tomorrow I will miss the trading day. The webinar will be open, all the bells and whistles in there. I can't say it out loud what they are. Will still be available. It's a normal trading day. So there might or might not be a video tomorrow night. I obviously will give the guys a whole bunch of pivots before I leave. So let me give you guys some names to watch for tomorrow, right? Let me give you guys some names to watch for tomorrow. All right. So look at Texas Instruments. Look at this tight flag, guys, right? Texas had a really, really nice quarter. It's been going sideways now for 2 weeks. Watch the top of the channel here on Texas Instruments. You want to see a carbon copy chart? Look at Qualcomm. Exactly the same chart. Qualcomm's going sideways. TXN is going sideways. Really, really nice looking chart, okay? Look at ARWR. Right? Look at ARWR for your non-beta names. It's a pharma name. Big spike here about a week ago, going sideways, finally starting to get through these trees and getting out of supply. All it needs to do is confirm the May 13 highs, and this thing can wake up as well. Look at letter U. Right? Letter U. Letter U, the only reason why it stopped a couple of days ago, it got rejected on the upper Bollinger Band. Keep an eye on letter U. If it could reclaim back this Bollinger Band, this thing can wake up as well. And NVIDIA, right? Watch NVIDIA. You know, you got NVIDIA going sideways now for 4 or 5 days. Again, I've given you guys, for all you guys in the webinar, I give you guys the pivot to the downside on NVIDIA just in case, right? Just in case. But watch NVIDIA. If it could start getting loose on this, I guess, Elon Musk announcement, starts taking out last week's highs, this thing can start spreading out as well. So that's it, guys. That's it. Sometimes, again, the market just trades in simplicity, sideways distribution, strength, weakness. And this is one of those times. You don't need to be creative. You don't need to be super absorbent of what's going on. You just have to be aware of your sentiment. The market rests, you rest. The market gets aggressive, and you step on its neck with extreme prejudice. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless you all. Have an awesome, awesome trading day tomorrow. My ass will be on jury. Not his jury, but somebody else's jury. And with God's help, I will see you all on Thursday. Take care.